This is Business 115, Chapter 5. At the end of this chapter, we will be able to explain how to go into business for yourself, describe the steps involved in the procedures recommended for going into business, describe how to search for and identify a product needed by the public. That is how to find your niche. Decided whether to start a new business, buy an existing one, or buy a franchise. Describe the growing opportunity in franchising. Explain how to tell if a franchise is right for you. Explain the future of franchising. Let's talk about the steps in starting a business. Number one, search for and identify a needed product. Second, study the market for a product using as many sources as feasible. Third, decide whether to start a new business, buy an existing one, or buy a franchise. Fourth, make strategic plan including setting your mission, strategic objective, and strategies. 5. Make operational plan including setting policies, budget, standards, procedures, and methods, and planning the money aspect of producing and marketing the product. Now let's talk about finding your niche by identifying a needed product. What is niche marketing? It's the process of finding a small but profitable demand for something and producing a custom made product for that market. For example, you sell phones, but there is a group of people who need phone with special features. So those are like, for example, they want a phone with a sophisticated camera. So those people are your niche. Let's talk about SCORE, Service Corps of Retired Executives. They are a group of retired but active managers from all walks of life who help people develop their business idea. It takes observation, study, vision, and luck to recognize the appropriate product for your business. Do you have a dream? Investigate, prepare, and then go for it. Choosing the business to enter, you can find an idea about the business you want to enter by going to these places: Small Business Administration, State Economic Development Agencies, Directory of Trade Association in the United States, U.S. Department of Commerce Office of International Trade, local colleges, public library, commerce chambers. There is many methods of obtaining information about the market, such as market research, the systematic gathering, recording, and analyzing of data related to the marketing of goods and services. In another word, a systematic review aimed to provide a complete, exhaustive summary of current literature relevant to market or product. First, determine the size of the industry and market segment you want to enter. One of the most crucial tasks an entrepreneur has to calculate the size of their market and the potential value that market has for their startup business. Without this data, you can't create a viable business plan or be taken seriously when approaching a potential investors. Second, estimate your competitors and determine how you stack up against it. First of all, identify your competitors. To do that, you have to identify your competitors. Gather information about your main competitors. Analyzing the competition, strengths and weaknesses. Talk to your competitors directly. Identify your competitive advantage. Third, estimate your own share of the market. You have to do your research. You have to go look and see how much you fit and how much your share will be in that particular market. Estimating the size of the market. How large is the industry? Where is the market for the company? And how large is it? Also, we have to know, are sales to be made to a selected age group? And if so, how large is that group? What are the size and the distribution of income within that group population? Is the sale volume for this kind of business growing, remaining stable, or declining? What are the number and size of competitors? What is the success rate for competing businesses? What are the technical aspects, state of the art of the industry? What is the reason for starting a new business? The most important reason is your independence. Because you are independent, so you will be able to define the nature of your business. You will be able to create the preferred type of physical facilities. Obtain a fresh inventory because the business is new. Have a free hand in selecting and developing personnel. So you have to your choice to choose your employees and train them. Take advantage of the latest technology, equipment, materials, and tools. And also, it's up to you to select a competitive environment. Let's talk about the reason behind not starting a new business. Of course, one problem in finding the right business. You are new, so sometimes it's very hard to find a new business. A problem associated with assembling the resources, and that's encounter any entrepreneurs starting any business. Lack of an established product line. You still don't have in mind the product that you want to produce. Production problem associated with starting a new business. Lack of an established market and a channel of distributions. A problem in establishing basic management system and control. All these things or all these problems could face anyone who want to start a new business. Let's move to another options, which is buying an existing person. So what is the reason for buying an existing business? First, personnel are already working because the business is already there. The facilities are already available also. A product is already being produced for an existing market. The location may be desirable or good. Relations have been established with the banks and trade creditors. And finally, revenue and profit are being generated and goodwill exists. So these are many reasons could let you buy an existing business. So what is the reason for not buying an existing business? One, the physical facilities may be old or obsolete. The employees maybe have a poor production record or attitude. The account receivable may be past due or uncollectible. Account receivable, the money that should be collected from people to the company. The location may be bad. The financial condition and relation with financial institution may be poor. The inventory may be obsolete or of poor quality. Now let's talk about the reason for buying a franchise. The franchise brings proven and successful method of operating and business images to aid the franchisee. Franchise has many of the requirements for success. Of course, it's already been there. The business is already been there. The product is already been there, and it's already have its market share, including an identified market niche and established sale activities. Franchisor can provide supplemental help through its experience and concentrated study of the field. The franchisor has already been in the business for a long time, so he has the experience. He can support the franchisee with a new product. The reason for not buying a franchisee, the cost. The cost of the franchisee may be outweigh the benefit of its purchase. Unsuccessful marketing. Maybe it does have a very unsuccessful marketing. It may not give the owner enough independence because you have to be according to the contract between the franchisee and the franchisor. Franchisor tend to hold the advantage over the franchisee because he owned the product, he owned the trademark, he owned the everything. So he will be has more advantage over the franchisee. So what is the franchising? A franchise business is a business in which the owner or franchisor sell the right to their business logo or name and model to third party retail outlets owned by independent third party operators called a franchisee. So it's a marketing system whereby a franchisee conduct business according to the term and conditions set by the franchisor. Franchise is an agreement whereby an independent business person, franchisee, is given exclusive right to sell a specific good or services. What is the franchisor? The franchisor, the person or the owner for the franchise. He has the name and distinctive element and license other to sell its a product. So he is the owner of the product and he is the one who give the license to the franchisee to buy his product. Franchisee is an independent business person who agree to sell the product according to the franchisor requirement. Product and trademark franchisee is an arrangement under which the franchisor give to the franchisee the right to buy its product and use its trade name. Automobile dealership and soft drinks distributorship are examples of product trademark franchisee. A business format franchisee is a franchising agreement where the franchisor provides the franchisee with an established business including name and trademark for the franchisee to run independently. Fast food restaurants such as McDonald's and Burger King are examples of such franchisee. How to tell whether a franchise is right for you? Due diligence. It's the research and analysis of the company that is done before, like a business transaction. You should thoroughly research and analyze to see which franchise could be appropriate for your business circumstances. So, in another word, due diligence often mean studying the annual and other relevant information about the company. It will give you a good background about the financial situation for the company. What is the franchise fee? The franchise fee is a one-time fee paid by a franchisee to the franchisor for the business concept, right to use of trademarks, management assistance, and other related services from the franchisor. Before you do that, before you make the contract, ask yourself if you are willing to pay these fees and accept the franchisor regulation and give up a certain amount of your independence. What is the loyalty fee? It's a continuous fee paid by the franchisee to the franchisor, usually based on the percentage of the franchisee gross revenue. So that's a percentage paid from the revenue from the franchisee to the franchisor. Prospective or a disclosure statement, also called an offering circular, is an official document that outlines the terms and conditions, risk, and rules of financial transaction, such as loan or an investment. It provides information on 20 items required by the Federal Trade Commission. The FTC requires that a franchisor give a prospective franchisee formal agreement and a uniform franchise offering circular at least 10 days before any money is paid. Obtain professional advice. The potential franchisee especially should obtain professional assistance in reviewing and evaluating any franchise under consideration. A lawyer can advise you about your legal rights and obligation in relation to the franchise agreement and may be able to suggest important changes in that will protect your interest better, your legal rights. Possible problem areas from for the franchisee. The high price of supplies that must be bought from the franchisor. Inadequate servicing. Slashing technical support and servicing mean cutting. Slashing mean cutting the technical support for any reasons. Fraud and encroachment. Other area of expected development. Synergy. What do we mean by synergy? It means the concept that two or more people working together in a coordinated way can accomplish more than the sum of their independent efforts. Another way to think about synergy is the whole become greater than the sum of its parts. For example, if we have three ropes, each rope can handle 10 pounds. If you put those three ropes together and tie them together, they probably can handle more than 30 pounds. That's what they mean by synergy. The whole can handle more than one part. Other area of expected development, the combination of franchising. Big name franchise operating over both companies' product under the same roof, also called multi-format franchising, dual branding, complementary branding. Global franchising, another opportunity for growth, especially for you choose a fast food franchise. For example, Subway was the biggest global franchise in 2016, with 2,000 with 20 with 27,000 restaurants in the USA and 40,920 42,920 in other countries.